Lots of us are. There's just slavery here. So, like, if the Republic needs better leadership, maybe it could be on the slavery stuff? Valorum? Maybe? Is my point. Another thing that the Times piece doesn't mention is that the pod race won by the slave was hosted by Jabba Desilajik Tiur, better known as Jabba the Hutt, a wealthy businessman. Maybe you've heard of his barge, often referred to as the Youngling Express, and I don't want to have to explain why. The Youngling Express has been ridden by many of the Republic's elite, as revealed in barge logs leaked to the now-defunct My Knocker. The logs include, Chancellor Valorum. That's so weird. Also, Senator Sheev Palpatine and Senator Morp, spice magnates, Welbs Pierre Hulmany and Boff Weem, Alderaanian Prince Andrew, and former Chancellor Squallop Oon. So, I don't know. Maybe this trade route tax dispute it's like the first and it's the worst thing ever. But before we kick this walking sedative out the blast doors, maybe someone could just ask Valorum what Bib Fortuna, the person in charge of getting younglings for the Youngling Express, was doing at his daughter's wedding. Aisle seat, buddy. Anyway, in other news, Chumba Dawunga, Batupa Chono, Bagu Bapcho. Meanwhile, although the election for Chancellor has just started, it's already not a great time. Let's check out the nominees who are gonna step up and cut through the corruption and the noise, protect and provide, stop the endless Star Wars, hold the Womp Rats in Coruscant accountable. And speaking of Womp Rats, here's some news: another feral Womp Rat attack outside of Mos Espa. If only someone had warned us. Interesting. But the candidates, all right, the leaders. Well, there's Sheev Palpatine, from the Jabba barge logs. So, cool. Also, he's the senator who incidentally voted for the Sarlacc War and can be seen on camera whispering into the ear of the Queen right before she called for a vote of no confidence in Valorum. But I'm sure it's all on the up and up. Another candidate is Ainley Team, seen here being the guy who seconded the vote of no confidence in Valorum. And then we have Bail Organa, a senator who also voted for the Sarlacc War and is the husband to the queen of the planet he's senator of. And of course also a frequent appearer-inner of the Jabba barge log. So 2 out of 3, nice. Ainley was recently caught on a hot mic referring to Organa as Bantha Poo, to which Organa's campaign responded, Discroony Dopot Slimo. So that's fun. No word on their plan for all the slavery, though. Meanwhile, in local news, I'm pretty sure Jedi were here, and they were the ones who took that slave kid. Because here's some news. 2 definite Jedi showed up outside Mos Espa recently. One seen here in their traditional brown Jedi robe uniform. The other seen here with his lightsaber, the famous Jedi sword only they have, that are made of light that can cut through anything. And I don't know, it's just... You come here, and you take this slave youngling, leave his slave mom, and all the other slave people here to fly off and do what? What did they even do? They just run security for the Republic's amazing senators? That's what you're using the Force for? Because according to your religion, the Force is a part of us all. It binds us all together. But you have more midichlorians, so you have the control over what's done with it. Hey, while you're here, taking a slave boy from his slave mother and leaving all the rest of the slavery here, if you could have maybe told somebody in the government about the slavery we have here, would have been nice. Or even, here's some news, Tatooine Moisturizer Corps wants to build the MTD Stone pipeline right through Sand People land, all the while charging 10 credits for a drink of water and poisoning Anchorhead's water supply. So, I don't know, there's a negotiation for you, Jedi. Also the slavery negotiation. I mean, it's no taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems in dispute, But hey, I guess I don't have the right amount of magic bugs in my blood to tell me the right thing to do, which is apparently save a single slave for their weird police cult while ignoring the system of slavery present everywhere in the galaxy. Anyway, I guess my point is, maybe we could start talking about considering exploring the concept of a committee looking into possibly expanding the use and benefit of midichlorians to all people. Midichlorians can heal. They can probably, if utilized better, end slavery. Surely, at least one of the candidates for Chancellor has some sort of midichlor for all plan. Ainley Team, here's his! Oh, no, sorry, that's his name, also in Jabba's barge logs, because all three of them are in it, because of course they are! Hello there. Don't be afraid. Welcome to Naboo News, and here's some Naboos. I think we have a dictator now? Because here's some more Naboos. There is unrest in the Galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave the Republic. This separatist movement, under the leadership of the mysterious Count Dooku, seen here proudly displaying his Darth Plagueis back tattoo, has made it difficult for the limited number of Jedi Knights to maintain peace and order in the galaxy, something they're very concerned about. And in a move surprising nobody, Senator Jar Jar Binks said something really fucking stupid, and everyone cheered. Yes, Battle of Naboo veteran and literal toady for the Supreme Chancellor made a call in the Senate to grant the Supreme Chancellor emergency powers that I'm sure he'll give up when the time is right. Do we have a clip?
Fellow delegates, in response to this direct threat to the Republic, Misha proposed that the Senate give immediately emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
Order! We shall have order!
It is with great reluctance that I have agreed to this calling.
Fun. But also, did you catch what happened here? The senator, who only even got elected because of Jerry Mandalorians and because he bumbled around in the grass like a decade ago in a battle that he only won because all of the droids got shut down at the exact same time, and now he just spends his time licking the poo from Palpatine's loosening anus? Well, that guy said we should give the Supreme Chancellor emergency power. The crowd cheered, and then Palpatine accepted. That's the system we have in place here. There's no, a vote, maybe? Like maybe, just because this leathery, wet dumbass said something and the crowd cheered, maybe that shouldn't automatically give the supreme ruler even more power. Maybe it's a bad system of government. I don't know, just a thought. Maybe it's actually good that we take our cues from the fish who started his speech by saying Delophelagets. Unbelievable, this guy. But like I said, no worries, because speaking of unbelievable...
It is with great reluctance that I have agreed to this calling. I love democracy. I love the Republic.
The power you give me, I will lay down when this crisis has abated.
Very believable, very convincing. But also, no worries, he'll just use these new powers to, end slavery, right? Or...
And as my first act with this new authority, I will create a grand army of the Republic.
Oh, very cool. Bigger army. Just gonna keep piling on that defense budget and make a clone army. See, it's okay. It's just clones. They're not real people. We're just going to grow people, separate them from the adult they're grown from, put them in camps, and from birth, train them to be personality-less soldiers, and then we'll do yet another Star War and throw them at armies of droids, another class of being that we treat like trash. Just sit back with a nice cool glass of blue milk while some clone slaves fight the robot slaves, while elsewhere, on other planets, there's also slaves. Very cool. Love living in a society, especially societies where there's a Senate, but also queens, but also those queens are elected. Anyway, I'm sure this is all above board. We do, after all, have the Jedi on our side. And they should know a little something about separating kids and putting them in camps,